What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video I'm telling you guys what stocks you need to be watching for tomorrow because this OTC market is absolutely on fire. And today I locked in the most day trading profits, buy and sell in one day that I've ever locked in. Technically, it's not as good as Monday because some of that was a swing trade over the weekend, but today I locked in over $12,000 in profit, which, I mean, it's still insane, man. It's still blowing my mind that I'm pulling in 5-figure days now. Absolutely wild. I had so many calls that were right on in my video from yesterday. The best one I would say is probably MINE, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already because you do not want to miss these videos. And feel free to check out the Discord in the description below, or I'll probably pin it in the comment as well if you guys want help, because I'm live on the mic every single day that I'm trading, which is pretty much every day, and I say exactly what plays I'm getting into, what plays I'm getting out of, and it's really helpful for beginners if you want to learn how to trade, so definitely check that out, and make sure to like the video if you haven't already, and let's dive in and talk about these stocks. Alright guys, so I'm here on my computer, and this is the only real spiker that I'm seeing after hours, and again, if we have a spiker spiking in after hours that holds its gains well, it has a pretty decent chance of continuing up in pre-market and then potentially spiking early in the day and continuing to squeeze. Now, the two stocks that I had that were Nasdaq stocks that were doing this yesterday, they actually, I think they squeezed in pre-market, but then they faded off all day long. I forget what the, what was it, CHCI? That might have been one of them, CHCI. You can see here, I mean, again, doing the same thing that this is right now, spiked up in pre-market hard, but pretty much just faded all day, once the market opened, could never break those pre-market highs. So again, this is not a stock that you typically want to buy. You don't want to buy this. And again, I'm focusing on OTCs, so I'm only putting NVCN on your radar in case you guys, care about Nasdaqs at all. So this could do the same thing as CHCI and just fade off from a pre-market high, or it could break and spike really hard and pull an OCGN. Again, we know what that did. We know that went super hard, and this is still holding its gains fairly well, honestly, OCGN. So if this doesn't break down under that, I don't even know. If it holds this bounce here, if it holds 11 for sure, it could definitely keep squeezing and break these highs at 1877. I would not be surprised. We've seen stocks go on insane runs like that. KOSS is one example. There's so many examples. But yeah, let's talk about the OTCs because this is where the real opportunities are, in my opinion. So, all right, come on now. So let's go to the good old faithful TSNP. This one had a really weird spread right in the morning. It opened here, but then was starting to print in the 50s. Or immediately 150s, and then I guess it bounced off of there, and then it had a nice little panic. I bought this, rode that up there. Some of these were choppy panics, and then it panicked all the way down here. Found a low on the day at 125. 25 again, quarter mark is a psychological level, not too surprising, and then bounced from there, consolidated, went its way up a little bit, but pretty choppy for the rest of the day. So not many opportunities in here besides these panics. But again, we had a nice red day, but it's really not that much. And someone else, I think Michael Good, talked about the fact that this is kind of unprecedented. I don't know if it's because I'm making these videos and so many of you guys are dip buying these stocks, but typically speaking, a month ago, we would have gotten a 40% down day given a setup like this. So the fact that it's only, closing down 11% is honestly pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So we have to see what this brings, but it bounces hard off of these tanks, which is pretty impressive. So, maybe it keeps running at this point. But again, I'm still looking for the setup, so I don't really care which way it goes. This thing could fall down to $1, and I would dip buy it at $1 if it looks like it's turning there, or it could, keep spiking past 150, and I'll buy it if it looks like it's spiking. I'm happy to go either direction on this stock, but I just prefer to play it when it's these clear runs, not this choppiness, especially because you have to worry about the spread now that it's over, it's over $1, so it only trades based on the penny basis. So if you want to get in, there's a bid, let's say right here, there's a bid at 151 and there's an ask at 152. If you want to buy, instantly you have to buy on the ask. Because if it's going up, you won't get executed on the bid because they won't break through. So you have to buy on the bid at 152. But then if it starts down ticking, suddenly it's now at 151 and 150. The only way you can instantly get out is by selling on the bid. So you already lost 2 cents. If you're taking 10,000 shares, that's a $200 loss. Like that. So you got to be careful when it gets choppy, man, because it's very tough to cut losses. Even a break-even trade is a negative trade when it's like this. So got to be careful. OZSC, oh my goodness. This thing went crazy, man. Thing went crazy. And you can see here, had some really nice days. A huge breakout past this level. Tested 50 cents exactly. Again, the high is 50.00. That's psychological number. Half a dollar. Rejected that hard. Nice panic bounce off of that. Bought that. I bought that for sure. And another nice dip by here. This one kind of faked out a little bit. Another nice dip by here. Another nice dip by here. If you can get it on the bid there. This one wasn't super nice. Another nice dip by here. Another nice dip by here. I mean, there were so many opportunities on this today. Some breakouts of the intraday resistance levels. Like, I mean, it was crazy. So many opportunities on OZSC. And again, just looking for the same thing, guys. Same thing. Don't overcomplicate this. Breakout past 35 whole cent area. Boom. Nice little spike up. Break up past, previous intraday resistance levels. If I draw this line here, past this level, rip up past 34. That's a beautiful little run. I mean, just look for things like that. That and panic dip buys. Absolutely beautiful. Let me actually talk about mine first. Also, one thing. It says 10,000 here, but Fidelity's doing the same stupid thing like it did yesterday on TSNP, where it's just not showing that I traded at all. And then my profits from yesterday, there's an asterisk, and it's saying it won't know. So if I go to, I guess tomorrow, if I go to yesterday, you'll see that this will be, $12,000. But for now, you can't see that. But MINE, I was dead on. And if you didn't make it to the end of my video last time, you probably didn't hear about this because this was one of the last stocks that I talked about. But oh my goodness. I said, if this thing breaks out, again, this is where we closed. We closed above the 50 cent psychological, half penny mark, but it was still below these highs at 54. And I said, if this thing rips past 54, there's a really good chance that it's testing at least 1 penny. And again, if it breaks past that penny psychological mark, that's a big deal. So it can go on to run a lot further. Look at that. Beautiful, insane run. This run up into close in power hour was ridiculous. I mean, it just went exponential. And I wish I'd taken advantage of this one more, but I was focusing on some other plays and just picked the wrong one. Didn't want to chase, here, even though chasing would have really paid off. So this one is huge on watch. Again, when you get a stock that breaks over that 1 penny mark, like GTLL, also these are misprints, by the way, didn't actually go down all the way. But if you get a chart that goes through 1 penny, look what happens. Again, this stock couldn't break a penny before. A penny was the high. Once it rips through a penny, it makes it all the way up to 3.5 pennies. So I wouldn't be surprised to see mine continue. I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue. I mean, maybe it fails, but it's gonna be in play for sure. Could get some panic dip buys or just keep breaking through resistance. I'm fine playing it either way. If I'm wrong, I get out instantly. That's how I have my worst loss of $31. You see this? Throwing a 2,137 ticker right here. My worst ticker was $31. That's how you manage risk, guys. That is how you grow an account. I don't take big losses. I just don't. And if you don't take big losses, all these gains add up. Every single one of them, which is what's incredible. So let's keep going down the list. Anything I traded today is going to be in play tomorrow. So I'm going to go through what I traded today. ALYI. You see any opportunities here? How do you think I traded this? Spike right out of the gate. Beautiful spike. This one, I think I didn't trade right here because I was a little bit late. I think I might have gotten in here on this dip buy. Beautiful rip, underestimated it. Another dip buy, beautiful bounce. Another dip buy, beautiful bounce. And a little perk up there. Another beautiful dip buy. Another beautiful dip buy bounce. I mean, so many opportunities. I mean, literally today must have had at least 50 opportunities, guys. At least 50 opportunities to grow your account. Any one of these is worth buying, in my opinion. Absolutely beautiful. And this one is just, it's going to be in play. If we look at the chart, I mean, it's a lot of green days. There's a lot of green days on this, so I'm not sure. I mean, it held its gains somewhat well, but we'll have to see. Maybe it gaps up and keeps running, or gaps up and has a big panic, or, maybe it just fades off. But we'll see. I'm looking for the same thing on this as on everything else. Let's see. FORW. This one was weird. I'm a little upset by this one because I ended up not getting filled. Where was it? In one of these. It was either this or this. There was one where I tried to buy and I should have gotten filled and I didn't get filled, and then I ended up missing out a ton. Yeah, I think it was right here. I tried to buy right here on the break of 90, and it was printing like below me. They were smacking the bid, and I just didn't get filled. And then I mean, it goes on this crazy run. I would have made like 4,000 on that trade, I think. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And no, maybe more. I was trying to take 30,000 shares from 90 all the way up to, maybe I sell at $1. Yeah, I mean, that's $3,000. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, this one, you got to be careful because, I mean, I see a big panic like this. I think it's going to bounce. I mean, it should bounce, right? It should bounce. But there was a huge hidden reserve seller. And you got to be able to spot those. And again, I was calling that out in the Discord, so we knew to get out here. But I mean, this was scary. It should bounce from this, but there was someone who was just taking it. He was just taking it on the ask. He was a hidden seller, and I mean, he ate up hundreds of thousands of buys. I mean, hundreds, probably well over 1 million. And you gotta be aware of that. So I mean, this one again, it has 500 million warrants of TSNP. So typically speaking, it follows the price action, not perfectly, but decently well. And if this one is, obviously, I guess if TSNP is fading off a ton, then FORW is going to be fading off a ton as well. I mean, both of these candles are red. It's kind of weird. I guess it's just because it gapped up a lot. But again, look out for TSNP. Let's see what TSNP does. If TSNP has a big red day, you bet your patuki that forwardly is going to have a big red day as well. So just beware. Be ready for that. GTLL, I already talked about that. I guess I made 800 on this one. I don't even remember where. I'm going to dip bought it here. Again, yeah, I think I dip bought this here. You see too many red candles? It's just beautiful. That's a buy signal to me. CBDL. What was this one? I guess this one was it was a runner, man. This thing was going. A little breakout. On this one, again, the important level here is going to be obviously a penny. Breaking that penny and holding that penny. I mean, this probably gaps up above a penny if I had to guess, just because of how it closed. Closed beautifully. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be important. If it breaks out past this level at 1.2, could see a nice little run, man. Could see a nice little run. I mean, look at that. Look how high this went back there. This thing went all the way up to 675. So, I mean, this has a lot of room to run. I mean, maybe there's some resistance in that 250 area. I mean, I don't know where there was. It's tough to see. Maybe 250 area and maybe 4. But, I mean, if this breaks past these highs here, 1.2, this has a lot of room to run. So be aware of that. This is definitely big on the watch list, just like mine was. Let's see what else. AITX. This is the one that really screwed me over today. So I messed up my fills on this one, and it can be a little bit tough to trade. Had a nice bounce play here, nice bounce play here. But it was just weird. There were times where it should have bounced that it didn't. Like this time right here. So you guys got to be looking for these things. So I'm just going to explain what I was looking at. You can see here, 23 cents. It tried to break this so many times. Could not. Couldn't break it here. Couldn't break it here. Couldn't break it here. Couldn't break it here. And when it finally broke it, I bought in here. And I guess I just need to have more patience, man. I guess I need to have more patience. Because it came up, but then there was a ton of selling and it came right back down. And I got really big size on this, so I was a little spooked. So I got out. And then it comes up here. And it's knocking on 24's doorstep. It's like, hello, let me in. So I buy another 100,000 shares. Again, that's a $24,000 position. And then there's a huge pullback. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I guess it's not a huge pullback. But I mean, it rejects it and it can't break through. And as that's going on, again, we have, oh my gosh, what is it? Mine. This stock is going crazy in the close. So I picked the wrong stock, put all my buying power in AITX. Trying to get out on the ask without taking a huge loss. But you just got to be aware of that, guys. Managing risk and learning how to get out of sticky situations is something you're going to learn the more you trade. So just keep keeping on, if that makes sense. ENZC, this is the one I am most upset about today. I would have made, I might have made 10,000 on this trade, man. I mean, this was beautiful. This was beautiful. I just didn't get filled, and I actually took a couple losses on this. So I dip bought this. I got in early, maybe here. And then I got in early, maybe I dip bought it here and then cut very quickly. And then I got in early right here, or maybe it was at 75, and then I got out because it looked like it was breaking under, and then I tried to buy. I bought well before it was actually bouncing, but I didn't get filled on the bounce, so I ended up taking, I don't know, $1,000 loss on this, and then it bounced so incredibly high. I mean, this is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This chart, I mean, this chart, you got to memorize this chart, guys. This is how you grow your account. Look at this. You see a chart that looks like this? Think to yourself, buy, 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 buy. Because, I mean, wow. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. That's account transforming gains, guys. That's an insane bounce. Maybe not 10,000, but I mean, that was a multi-$1,000 trade for sure. For sure, for sure. Oh, let's see. There's so many. I got to keep going. I got to go faster. Let's go faster for you guys. CLWD. This one, wow. I mean, it's just breaking out. So many things breaking out. Again, this important level right here is that 18, I would say. And I mean, the high from here is 18.3. So just keep that in mind. But you know, 18.3, I would say 18 is more the real breakout level here. If it breaks past that, man, could go on a nice run. Go on a nice run. So be aware of that. Keep it on your watch list. What else? What else we got? ALPP. ALPP had some nice dip buys today as well. Nice one there. I don't think I got executed on this one. I mean, there were a lot, honestly. There were a lot of good dip buys on this. I mean, you can see when you get that many red candles, it's a good dip buy. And then it got kind of choppy towards the end of the day. So, I mean, this thing's still up a lot. Still up a lot. Still a long way to fall, which means there's still some dip buying opportunities. So, just be ready for it. Be ready for the dip buys. CELZ, another one. This one, we're nearing that 10-cent mark, which is crazy. This one just went hard all day long. Broke out past these highs. Again, when you have like kind of U-shaped spike up and then like a curve, a U-shaped breakout, I mean, once it breaks out past the highs of that, it usually goes pretty hard. This one was up 159% on the day. If we go to the year chart, it's a little bit ugly. But this has a lot of potential to keep going. So if not, I mean, some nice panic dip buys. Golly, I mean, there's so many. CELZ, let's see, COUV. It's another one that went crazy in the close. I mean, OTCs, I feel like someone just lit a match under OTCs today because they are going insane. This one is breaking out. I mean, at this point, the next mark is that whole dollar mark. If it breaks that whole dollar mark, my goodness. But I mean, this has a potential for a big panic. Definitely does. So be careful, manage your risk on this one. But I'm looking for those same breakouts and same dip buys. Yeah, I mean, it's just got a nice chart, man. I'd be surprised if it doesn't gap up. But I mean, it is up a lot. So we'll see. Maybe it's up too much to gap up. We'll see. We'll see. Be watching that one. Ready for the next one? HQGE. Look at that dip buy, bro. And again, sometimes they're a little bit choppier. I think I got, this might be the one where I got chopped out. But I mean, that's a great dip buying opportunity. Again, some of these are fake prints. They're just misprints. So these wicks are not, the price didn't actually go here. But I mean, look at that. Beautiful spike up, beautiful fade. I mean, beautiful panic. You dip buy here, get some quick gains. This one stopped me out. It got choppy. This one I bought with size. I mean, I might have bought 1 million shares here. Yeah, I traded 2.5 million shares on this stock today. So, I mean, I think I bought 1 million a couple times. I don't know that I ever nailed this one. Otherwise, I would have made a lot more on this stock because, I mean, you can see the range is huge. Up 88% on the day. I mean, those are massive drops. From 3 cents all the way down to 1.5. I mean, that's a 50% drop and then a huge bounce all the way up to 250. I mean, that's massive, guys. That's over 50% bounce. It's insane. So many opportunities in this market. Again, just looking for the same thing on this. NVCN. Yeah, it's the one after hours again that I was trading. FPVD. Let's see what this one is. This one had a nice dip buy. Just had a nice dip buy. Not a ton of volume, so you got to be careful on this one. If you're taking big size, you want to make sure you get executed. But another breakout in the OTC world. Again, you get that U-shaped breakout. What does it do? It goes really hard once it breaks out. So many examples of this. So this one could keep running or it could have a big panic. I don't really care which it does because I'm making money either way. So SFOR, this is another one. Huge panic. This one didn't really have that big of a bounce. But I mean, still a decent bounce off of that. Pretty big. I mean, it's a pretty big panic. Very choppy in this area. And then just, finish the day after some consolidation. So, I mean, this could see a way bigger panic. Have to see for sure. But Same patterns, guys. Same patterns. OTCs, I love them. BANT, just another one. Going hard in the close. This probably gaps up tomorrow as well, if I had to guess. Just watch for this break right here, and look for those breakouts. I mean, there's no resistance that I see. I mean, maybe 10 cents. That might be the next one that's coming up on. I mean, there's no charts. I mean, there's no volume here at this side of the charts. I mean, it's very inconsequential. Resistance without volume doesn't really mean too much. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm just looking for a breakout past this level, or dip buys when we get a lot of red candles. And what's the last one? GAXY. This was a little tough, but I mean, this probably gaps up as well, if I had to guess. That's got to be a misprint. That's got to be a misprint. So I mean, this is a nice breakout. Assuming that's a misprint, that's a nice breakout. Past that 4-5 level. I guess it closed above that. So this probably gaps up again and keeps running, if I had to guess. But I'm willing to buy breakouts, probably wholesale breakouts, intraday resistance breakouts, and what else? I mean, panic dip buys, guys. That's pretty much it. I mean, literally, there's so many stocks to be watching for this. So that is it for today, guys. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I don't know why my throat keeps tickling me. I really don't. It's like someone has like a little feather duster, one of those Swiffers, and it's like, woohoo. Hopefully I get that figured out. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.